Hello everyone, I'm Griff, and today we'll be going over the Summertime Savior event now that I personally have completed it. This is a defensive type battle event. It's the first one that we've ever had in the game as a permanent rotating like event type. We have had the Fae Fire Emblem Heroes crossover event, which was the first time we ever got the defensive battle type. But this is now just a normal event that's going to have it, and there should be one of these every other month going forward. I believe that's what they said in the newsletter at the start of the month. Additionally, this is also in the same vein as the, I forget what it was called, Nadine and Leia's United Front, which was a onslaught type event. As you can see when I go on the map, you can kind of see how there's a beginner, standard, expert, and master area, and then there's an event story area. Going into this event, before I even played anything, I really was disappointed with Nadine and Leia's United Front. And this event, it improves a lot, but there still is a little bit of disappointment that I have. For example, if I go to the Endeavor rewards, you notice that all of these Were Mites rewards are increments of 10, which is 15 less than the most basic rewards we're used to from other events. And ultimately, whenever we play these other events, we usually get even more than just 25. We usually get 50 or 100. So that's just something that's been disappointing to me on a personal level. Additionally, going into this event, and you'll see that I do have 330,000 points. This goes all the way up to 2 million, and there are new worm prints, but those worm prints do not help you with your event glory intake. So that is some of the things I was worried about going into this. I was worried that it was just going to play a lot like the last time, and that I'd have to grind endlessly in order to get this. It wouldn't really have a reward, because the issue with Nadine and Leia's United Front was you had to spend so much honey in order to get to 2 million points that it nearly wasn't worth it, because you would get about 25, or I think it was 18,000 glory points per the last quest, and it cost you 20 honey to do the last quest. So it really was a non-beneficial system. But as we'll see here, I'm going to do the Defensive Battle EX quest, so if you haven't played this event, you probably should first, and I might even touch on the story a little bit. I've only read the first one. Another thing that's kind of annoying to me about these events are the way that event stories are handled. I really think that it's kind of annoying that they are handled in such a way where you don't have to read the story, and I feel like that's sort of the whole reason that we even have an event and have an event planned around these things, is that we have a story that we're reading and that we're going over and that we're like looking at. That's what the whole story and the whole event is based on. So I kind of think it's weird that they just allow you to kind of shove it to the side, but I mean, that's what some people like, so more power to them, I guess. But otherwise, as far as improvements on this event, this event literally probably improved every single thing from Nadine and Leia's United Front. For starters, the way that they handled the glory is much better this time, because they streamlined it in a way that you can get these battle charts. And the way these battle charts works is that basically once you have enough battle charts, you can move on to the next level of the event. You can get all the battle charts without having to stop and grind lower level missions multiple times. In the Nadine and Leia's United Front, you had to grind a beginner quest, I think, 3 times, an expert quest like 10 times, a standard quest 8 times. You really had to repeat events, and in this they have really streamlined the amount of glory they're giving you so that you do not have to do that at all. That's amazing. Additionally, the rewards for when you clear an area also give you a stratagem, and you might not know what a stratagem is. Think of a stratagem as the EX crystal from a raid battle, where it allows you to unlock this EX difficulty raid, or EX difficulty defensive battle. And that gives you even more points than the master version does. So we are going to play this, but one thing I want to quickly touch and look over before we go into co-op and before we see the rewards that you get now with the glory is that if you click the plus button up here, you can actually see the entire area map and see that there are drawbridges and houses, and it will tell you, it tells you where the gate is, where you're defending, where people are going to come in. So this is actually extremely helpful. You may notice, for those who are veteran players, that this actually is the same map layout as Fire Emblem Heroes event. But when we get into the battle, you will see that they did change a few things. I don't know why they didn't change more with the event as a whole. And I didn't turn on Do Not Disturb, my bad. I don't know why they didn't change more with the event as a whole. But I think that they probably could have changed more. And they probably could have dealt with it in a better way. Especially because I believe one of the earlier maps was completely new to the game as a whole. And there was no beach theming, there was no information on it, there was no, like, it was just a standard grassy map. So I think that that could have been handled better. So I'm just going to open up a 9,000 room to make sure that we can get clear on this first run. And we'll hop right in. So, for those who have never played a defensive battle before, what's going to happen is we're going to spawn near this gate, this castle, and what you have to do is you have to defend the castle's health without it getting hit at all if you want the maximum number of points. So that's what we're going to try to do. But as you can see, there are enemies that are incoming, but we can't see anything on the map. So we're going to have to run around and try to find them. There are some up here. And as you can see from those who have played the Fae event, there are a lot more groups of giant enemies. So I want, it's a lot like Fae Part 2, where there was just these waves of massive amounts of enemies that you had to deal with. Now it kind of has that, but it has it in the Fae Part 1 map. As far as recycling maps are concerned, I don't have a major issue with this because in the Fae event rerun that we just had, this map was actually non-playable. Only the Fae Part 2 map was playable when that map was announced, and that event was announced. You could really only play on the Fae 2 map, and you couldn't play on the Fae 1 map, which I personally liked more than the Fae 2 map. So I think it's pretty cool that now they have decided that yes, we are going to add this as a playable map. This is something you can do. I'm going to transform to a dragon to make sure I don't die. Something you can do, something that you are able to play with co-op, with your friends, if you want to. I think that's a huge bonus of this event as a whole, is the fact that you can use wings. I think it's one of the major reasons why it's better than the Demon Layers United Front. Because the Demon Layers United Front was all single player. So if you even wanted to get things like honey, you would really have to spend everything that you had in order to get it. While in this event, you can kind of chillax and play with some wings. And as you'll see in a minute, you can even take it very slower than the Dean and Layers United Front as far as grinding over and over again goes. Alright, we are on to wave 2. So now I'm going to run down here. Here's my tip for this event. Get this bandit before you literally... Oh, okay. Get this bandit literally before you get anything else, and hopefully he won't kill me right now. Okay, perfect. This bandit allows you to see enemy location on the map. It's one of the most important things in this entire event. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I'm probably going to die, and I don't know if there are revives on this, so it doesn't look like there are. So let's hope I don't die. But as I was saying, that bandit, each of the bandits give you a special effect. One gives you strength, one gives you defense, and I don't think the person who got the defense picked it up, but we'll have to go check. While they're all fighting that, they should be able to hit into that. But one of them gives you strength, one of them gives you defense, and the other one, the third one on the bottom right, gives you, as I was saying, sort of like map awareness in a sense that you're able to just see the map, see where everyone is, and be able to defeat them quickly. This is pretty good because we were able to get the Cyclopses as soon as they came out, which is pretty good because the Cyclopses will actually, instead of walking up to the castle, they'll just throw a giant rock at the castle and hit it instantly, so you don't want that. And I'm going to go dragon here so we can deal with these guys. So it's pretty good that you are able to just quickly deal with them. And then I'm going to drop my skill here so that when these people walk in, they get kind of destroyed. Pretty good all around. There's a lot of guys in here, so hopefully I don't die. There is another Cyclops, but unfortunately he just got killed. That's pretty good. But yeah, I kind of like this mix-up of the two battle styles from the Fae 1 and the Fae 2. Okay, someone skipped the final boss by accident. Whoops. Alright, but as you were seeing, there is a little boss there that you can fight, and that guy will give you even more glory points. So try to get him every time you do this event. Try to make sure you're getting him, making sure you're beating him, and... Alex is coming right after me. I don't have much health or a dragon. The way that boss works is that when you beat him, you get 2 full dragon gauges instantly. So it's pretty good if you're able to just beat him quickly, and then you're able to move on to the last part of the event, get more points, and even have a better multiplier at the end, because as these events work, the more things you do during the event, the better of a multiplier you get for your glory score. So as we see, we just did 1-1 right there, pretty simple. And there we are, we got some rewards, we got some of these primal crystals, which are basically the event currency points. And then we're going to go to the glory intake. So you see you get 70,000 as a base, and then each of these add a multiplier. Yeah, I didn't get the defeat the Imperial Shadow Knight one, but I still got around, I think, a little under 200k, which is, as I was saying, it was 14k for like 20 stamina. Now it's 200k for 2 wings. You could defeat this event pretty easily, especially if you're getting the Imperial Knight in like a day or two. And the event only lasts for a week. It's much shorter than most other types of events. And here you go, I just got the light tomes, which is the one thing I wanted from this event, really. And I was told myself that if it was more like Nadines and Ladies United Front, I'd probably just go for that, since I already have so many Shadow Tomes. But all in all, this event isn't bad at all. Here's the treasure trade. I've already cleared out most of it, simply because you get so many of these primal crystals just from doing the event. But one thing I haven't cleared out yet is the rainbow orbs. I'm going to go into that next. But yeah, all in all, it's there's still a bit of work to go. I'm going to send some feedback about specifically the Warmight rewards. But otherwise, I think they did a really good job in fixing this event. So yeah, that's going to be all for me. That's my impressions of the event. After I stop recording, I'm going to read all these event stories. But thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.